How pornography affects men's life and how to deal with it. Pornography has become a part of our daily lives. It is all around us and it is easy to access. Pornography has become so accessible that it is almost impossible to avoid it. It is not just adults who are watching porn, but also children as young as 11 years old, with the average age of first exposure being 12 years old. This section will discuss the effects of pornography on men's life and how they can deal with them. The negative effects of pornography on men and the reality of the situation. Pornography has a negative effect on men's lives. It is often used as a form of escape from reality, but it can also have the opposite effect and lead to addiction. Pornography is an issue that affects both men and women, but it is more prevalent among men because they are the ones who are usually searching for it. What are the negative effects of pornography on men? Pornography can cause erectile dysfunction in some cases. It can lead to sexual dissatisfaction with one's partner and lead to infidelity in relationships. Pornography can also lead to addiction, which could result in financial problems, as well as emotional and psychological problems such as depression, anxiety, or social isolation. The reality of the situation: pornography has been shown to have a dramatic impact on people's lives across the board, from their physical health to their mental health and even their relationships with others. Different types of negative effects pornography can have on men's life. Pornography has become a popular form of entertainment for many people. But it can also have some negative effects on men's life. It can lead to sexual dysfunction, addiction, and erectile dysfunction. Pornography can also make men less interested in sex with their spouse or partner. Some studies say that pornography can lead to unrealistic expectations of women and sex, and it may also affect the way they view themselves in a negative way. The following are some of the other ways pornography can impact men's lives. How to identify whether this is a problem in your life and what you can do about it. This is a list of some of the most common problems that people experience. If you are experiencing any of these, then it might be time to start thinking about what you can do to make your life better. Depression. Depression is a mental illness where the person has feelings of sadness and hopelessness for an extended period of time. People who experience depression may have difficulty sleeping or eating and have feelings of worthlessness or guilt. Anxiety. Anxiety is an emotional disorder where the person has excessive worry and fear, as well as physical symptoms like nausea, dizziness, and heart palpitations. People with anxiety may avoid certain situations because they are afraid they will feel anxious in them. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a mental illness that causes mood swings between periods of depression, called down periods, and mania, called up periods. During manic periods, people may be overly excited or irritable with little. The dangers of pornography, a manual for men. Pornography is a dangerous and addictive habit that can destroy the lives of those who are addicted to it. In this manual, we will explore the dangers of pornography and how to break free from it. Introduction: the harmful effects of porn on men. The harmful effects of porn on men are not just limited to the physical effects. It is also linked to a man's mental health and social life. A study by the University of Montreal found that porn addiction can lead to erectile dysfunction and make men less interested in sex with their partners. In addition, it also showed that porn addiction can lead to depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. What is the link between porn and violence? The link between pornography and violence is complicated. Some studies have found that porn actually decreases the likelihood of sexual violence. Other studies have found that pornography can lead to more aggressive attitudes towards women. Pornography has been shown to decrease sexual violence by providing a safe outlet for sexual desires and fantasies, which are often linked with aggression in men. Pornography also provides a way for people to explore their sexuality without having to act on those impulses, which can lead to decreased risk of sexually aggressive behavior. On the other hand, some research has shown that exposure to violent pornographic material can increase aggressive attitudes towards women, particularly in people who are already inclined towards hostility or aggression. Conclusion and action plan. What are the solutions for men? In conclusion, men and women are different in some ways, but they are also equal in many respects. Men need to be more aware of the expectations for them and how they can change their behavior to become more inclusive. The solution is for men to take responsibility for themselves and their actions. Men should stop blaming women and instead work on themselves to become better people. How does pornography affect men's lives? Pornography has been a topic of debate for a long time now. It is one of the most popular forms of entertainment in the world. But it is also criticized for its negative effects on people's lives and relationships. Pornography is addictive and it can make people feel disconnected from their partners. It can also increase their chances of committing sexual violence or abuse. The industry has been accused of objectifying women and promoting unrealistic body standards, which in turn make men insecure about themselves. Effects of pornography on teenage boys. Pornography is a pervasive issue in the modern world. It has been shown to have an effect on men, women, and children of all ages. The effects of pornography are not limited to the individual who consumes it. The effects of pornography on teenage boys are significant and must be addressed. The teenage brain is still developing and therefore is more susceptible to addiction than an adult brain. Pornography addiction can cause many problems such as erectile dysfunction, delayed ejaculation, and difficulty achieving orgasm during sex with a partner. The impact of porn on the lives of men. What are the current effects of porn on men's lives? Pornography has been a major part of the human experience for centuries. It is an industry with a global reach, generating billions of dollars in revenue each year. Pornography is largely seen as a male-dominated industry, with women often being exploited as performers and consumers. This is not always the case, but it's how pornography is often portrayed in the media and what people think when they hear the word porn. This article will explore the effects that porn has on men's lives, both positive and negative. How to overcome and recover from pornography addiction. Pornography addiction is a growing issue in the modern world. It has become more accessible and accepted than ever before, leading to many people becoming addicted to it. There are many ways to overcome and recover from pornography addiction. The most common is by going cold turkey, but there are other solutions as well. Some of these solutions include understanding that porn addiction is a real problem, finding an accountability partner, creating a plan for what will happen when one decides they want to stop watching porn. Pornography, the end of men's innocence? Pornography has been a controversial subject for many decades now. And with the rise of new technology, it's becoming more difficult to ignore. A recent study from the University of Montreal found that there is a direct correlation between pornography and erectile dysfunction in young men. The study found that porn use leads to a decrease in sexual satisfaction and an increase in erectile dysfunction. It also found that porn use led to an increase in anxiety and depression, as well as aggression and low self-esteem. This is because porn users may become bored with the material they are viewing and seek out more extreme content. This can cause addiction, which then leads to more problems. The impact of pornography on men's life. The impact of pornography on men's life is significant. It has been linked to many negative outcomes, including decreased satisfaction with sexual partners, decreased interest in sex, increased rates of marital infidelity, increased rates of divorce, increased aggression against women. Pornography and how it affects your life. The porn industry has exploded over the last few decades, with the number of people watching porn going up by 800% since 1997. Pornography is a multi-billion-dollar industry that is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's become so popular in society that it's hard to avoid, and it's not just men who are watching it anymore. Women make up 1/3 of all viewers and are becoming more comfortable consuming pornography on their own terms. However, there is a downside to this new trend. Pornography can be addictive and cause adverse effects on your life, such as addiction, sexual dysfunction, relationship problems, decreased mental health, etc. There are also studies that show how pornography has become more violent over the years and how it affects our society as a whole in negative ways, such as increased rape rates or decreased sex drive for women. The negative effects of pornography on the male body. Pornography is not a new phenomenon. In the past, it has been seen as a shameful act, but now it is becoming more normalized and accepted. With this acceptance, pornography has become more accessible to people of all ages and backgrounds. The negative effects of pornography on the male body are not well known or understood. Pornography leads to addiction and compulsive behavior, which in turn can lead to erectile dysfunction, low libido, and other sexual problems. These problems can be devastating for men who are in relationships or marriages, as well as for single men who rely on their sex life for happiness. How men and women can work together to combat the effects of pornography. The effects of pornography on women are well documented and include the following: increased likelihood of sexual violence, increased likelihood of depression, decreased self-esteem, decreased satisfaction with life. Pornography's effects on men are less well documented but are also significant: increased likelihood of sexual violence, increased likelihood of depression, decreased self-esteem. We need to work together as men and women to combat the effects of pornography.